Here we go. So frozz with the 2-0, this means of course he is at match point as we jump into game number 3, the best of 5 between these two players, spawning at the bottom right. As the blue Zerg playing 4 teams to get, it is of course Cella, and his opponent at the top right playing as the yellow Terran for team SFC, it is frozz. Now, like I said, it is 2-0, you can see the scoreboard, frozz has a solid advantage. He's at match point, he wins this, we are done, and we have our winner. And of course that'd be very good for him. Unfortunately for Cella, that would be a bit of a big defeat in my opinion, a 3-0. So, hopefully he can pull it back, smash some Terrans, kill some Marines, the depot getting dropped. This could be something like a command center first, but based on the last 2 builds, I think frozz is very confident in his ability to beat this guy, so he's like, oh, well, I'm GM, he's not, I'm better. I can open with a slightly more aggressive build and pull it off because of that. So, if that's his train of thought, then you have to think, he's not going to be like, well, if I'm clearly better than this guy, then playing the most, legit standard macro game possible is a bit of a time waste. So, I can't blame him, but it's still going to be it is going to be command center first. I thought so. Command center first. I think because he's gone for the Hellions, and this map, you know where your opponent is, you can scout them, know exactly what's going on, which Cella could do. He's not, but I do like this from frozz. Just playing it safe, mixing it up. Is it going to be a low ground? It is. So this is always something that you have to be careful of, especially when you kind of cheese your opponent or be super aggressive. Because of course, if anyone's wondering, like for example, Flash. I would imagine a lot of you know Flash. Flash, if he goes for a command center first, will always scout, and if he doesn't see his opponent before the command center should go down, the command center goes on the high ground, and you roll off then with your axe, because that is the ultimate safest way that you can go command center first and make it viable against an aggressive opponent. Because of course, once you wall off, and like fair enough, the SCVs they can get killed off, but that's not that big a deal. You can't repair the buildings, but there's not that much damage really from a couple of Zerglings. But you just wall off and then build Marines and just repair, and you're perfectly fine. The speed is not totally wrong with that. Pool just about to pop. Gas is being mined from, so he is going to open for speed. The question is, will he take his guys off gas and continue going for those minerals, or will he keep them on and maybe add some tech for an aggressive bust of some sort? That is the question. The double orbital now in production. The bunker soon to complete in the first Marine soon on the map. So looking pretty cool. SCV Scout will see pretty much exactly what he needs to. Got 2 guys on gas, 1 guy on gas, and 0 guys on gas. That's pretty fine. That's fine. I didn't know what was going to happen then. Like sometimes I would always recommend leave 1 on gas, because it's always nice. Like if against a command center first, you can open command center into like 6 racks and then hit with like 30 Marines quite fast, and then like the trail of Marines across the map is unstoppable pretty much, unless you have something like Banelands. So that's why you see like a lot of Zergs who they'll continue to mine the extra gas just in case an emergency Baneland nest or something needs to get built. So factory in production, the reactor getting added on, 2 Marines into the bunker. That should be enough to defend us. There is no units or anything like that. No third, no extra gas, queens injected. Totally standard so far. He's pretty much waiting. He doesn't really know where his opponent's gone for, because the overloads have gone the long way around, apart from this one, which will soon catch up. Soon. TM. And yeah, when he gets to the base, he'll have a good scout. Oh, okay, it's going to be Hellbat drops. As we can just see, the armory is in production. So he's going to produce a couple Hellions, like 2 to 4, and then he'll start producing his Hellbats, and he'll drop his starport, which is this by here. There it is. And yeah, of course he He might pump a reactor onto that, but he might single produce them and then just fly them across the map and drop them into the main and natural, doing, of course, economic damage. The Rotoran just getting dropped, and it a place to wall off, which is critical because the last few games he hasn't done it, which is a little unacceptable in my opinion. You should be doing it because it's, you know, it's free block pretty much. Like, you know, you block by there with another Evo, you could put a spine right by there, and then your queen sits right by there, and you know, if you hold both and stuff like that, nothing can run through, and then of course you don't have to worry about economic harassment. So 4 Hellions moving across the map, this is exactly what they're going to do. The queens moving back into a nice position. They can of course sit in the ramp if they want. Cella knows that this is a possibility, but there is still a gap. The Hellions have been spotted, as they do in fact kill a single creep tumor. And Frozz, is he going to commit? He is not. Oh, he is. He is. The Hellions trying to run in there. Zerglings on creep pretty fast, so they do get the surround on one of them, and the second does get killed off. The third does get spotted by the Hellions as it finishes up the Overlord in the main. Now seeing what's going on, it has not seen the armory, which is the big giveaway here. As whereas is that it? But there, yeah. Okay, there it is. This Overlord will not. Yeah, I didn't see it. That was a big thing there. If of course you see that, that's a big tell. No, he hasn't seen it. This is really big. If he drops directly into the main Hellions, into the third or the natural, he could really capitalize on this. The Hellions are up here. This has not been scouted at all. He doesn't have the watchtowers. He doesn't have the best overload placement, so this is going to catch him completely off guard. This could be very painful. I think he spotted it at the last second then with his overload, but it is too late. The Hellbats are into the mineral line. The Queen is going for the medevac, which is of course exactly what you want to do. And that was only one worker kill, so that was pretty good, but ooh, trying to get some extras there. Nearly, nearly. Here comes one to the natural. There's no spines or spores here. He can, of course, lift and drop it from the high ground to the low ground. If he had Marines, he could just wait by here and drop, and nothing would then. So, get ready. This is going to be hard to monitor. There's one into the natural. The one into the main hasn't done anything just yet. Oh, crap. I'm in the wrong place. There it is. Oh, they're going for the drones. Nice little pull there. The Queen is targeting down the Hellbat. It should go for the medevac there. It does finally get it. Everything in the natural, I believe, did not die. Oh, actually, just the Hellbats. That's 9 worker kills, so that's not the best. Then, you know, he's doing okay with the medevac. Losing that makes it a bit cost inefficient, but of course if you kill you know, harvesters, it's slightly different anyway as a whole, because of course, you know, cost efficiency is a lot more harder to argue if you're killing harvesters. Alright, so let's have a look what's going on. We've got Gil Reconstitution, Baneland Speed, 1-1 in production for the Zerg, including his melee upgrade, and our Terran has now started his 1-1, which is about 40 seconds into production. Stim nearly complete. Does he have combat shields? He does not, so that is next. And then probably the concussive shells. Come on, start your combat shield. Doesn't have many Marines just yet. Some Hellbats. Reactor into the starport will make his life a lot easier. This is quite a chunky little army. It's not absolutely huge, but the supply is definitely favouring the Zerg right now. And the road speed is done, which does make a big difference. These units going for the scout to get caught in the center of the map. Third command center nearly complete, so that could lift off and go to the third, no problem. Ooh. This is quite a good game actually. It's very intense. Frozz moving across the map. He gets to stim. Both overseers are going to get taken out here. A bit of a misclick to stim his Marauders, as of course they do not attack the air, but I guess he maybe wanted to track them the they call them the roaches. Get a scan going here, deny that creep. Of course it is about halfway point on the map now, so it's getting a little scary. And you know, it's getting to a point where it's this side and this side, so he cleans up this side's still fine, so he does have to be careful. Of course, you know, once creep gets to places like up by here, yeah, it's not good. 2-2 in production. Oh sorry, no. +2 mech and +2 weapons, +1 armor about to finish. A little sacrifice of units right here, so he knows his opponent's army composition. More Banelands morphing in. Baneland speed is complete. No tanks or Widowmines, nothing like that. No splash to pretty much. Oh, he gets the scan. He wants to get the Banelings as they're morphing. There are 9 morphing Banelings here. There's a lot of resources if he gets them. And he stims. He's trying to kite. He's got to maybe do some split, sacrifice some of the Hellbats or the Marauders to the Banelings. Nice split there. And the Banelings not connecting them much. But there are still a lot of roaches. The medevacs, of course, healing can make a big difference. But it's going to be so close to supplies. Definitely favouring our Zerg player. The third has been mined from, so not any economic harassment. SCVs coming off the line will allow Cella, allow Cella to get some SCV kills, but of course that does push him back as well. So that was a very fine line there, where it could have went either way, depending on what happened. 2+2 melee attack just now finishing, because that does not benefit the Roach, which this army mainly is. The Carapace, of course, does. SCVs get in on the action, but they're not really very good against some Hellbats, some Roaches. More units come down here. How many Marauders do we have? Not very many. 4. I think frozz is not going to be able to hold this. He's pushing back as far as he can. Into the bunker he goes. Nice positioning. And the Roaches got very close there and hugged, and that was a bit bad. Oh my god. I missed this. Some stuff getting killed down here. This is forcing Zerg to multitask very hard. The Terran doesn't have to multitask as hard because, you know, he just does the drop. Oh, this allows the Terran to get a lot of the units, and that definitely gives him a fighting chance. Seems he just killed a lot, or just got a lot of his own SCVs killed, so that is a big deal. Getting some creep teamers as well, but not pushing too far on creep because he is slightly scared. Alright, so 2-2 has finished, +1 missile attack in production, Hive in production as well to get that attack going, and of course start the 3-3. Our Terran players +2 weapons just now finishing, and is double medevac. It is going to get spotted, and we're going to have some nice micro here. This third could get taken out the racks around it as well. There's so many Banelings. He has to pull back. The Zerglings trapping a lot of the units. The Banelings getting great connections. I'm pretty sure this is going to be GG as all the SCVs come off. Economic damage. Oh my god, the Banelings. Command center is on fire. It burns down. Oh, that was a great attack there for our Zerg player Cella. No way. I really don't see our Terran player being able to hold on now, as that was so much economic harassment. And the supplies 165 v 120. Income, of course, much better for the Zerg. Oh wow, 37 v 76 right now for our Zerg player. He will maybe get a queen for his trouble here. He can pick back up without worrying about any queens taking out the medevac. He's pushing across the map, but without marine mines or tanks, he's not going to do crap. Like he's the second the army comes, he's going to be forced to left. The drop flying back into the main. This is a good distraction. This is allowing him to actually get 4th base, and this. Oh wow, that is a big mistake by our Zerg player. This is exactly what frozz needed to do to stay in this game. Because before it was like, oh, you know, he's going to have a super hard time. Now he's going to have just a hard time, pretty much. There are a crap ton of roaches. His army composition, in my opinion, is not favourable for what his opponent's going for. Like, a couple tanks would be good. There are a lot of medevacs. He doesn't have to add too many of them on. He could fly an overload, a Viking around the map and get a couple of overload kills. That'd be really good for him. Like, you know, there's one there, one here, 2 there, that one there. You get a bunch of kills. It's a really big thing. The drop over here does spot the new 4th base. Units lost is definitely favouring the Terran, but like I said, his economic stance is pretty bad. His 3rd command center only now being rebuilt. It did get taken out, of course, quite a while ago. So it shows you he was in a bad spot. He's wasted a few too many scans. Drop down by here. 3rd. Ooh, and that was a kill. That wasn't a cancel. 5th base in production at the 7 o'clock position. And a big drop. 150 supply v 120 is like, I'm sure a lot of people were watching Autosis and Tasteless cast the symbol v innovation, and they were saying, you know, roaches and banes are okay, but the later the game goes on, the more cost inefficient they become, and this is what could happen. There's looking like a really big possibility if it stays pure this. As I say that there are infestors in production, so it's not so bad. Ooh, nice little dupe in there of the units. Nice position in here. He can easily get this base. All the units are still in the medevacs. The Baneland getting some pretty good connections, and the forced lift up is there. More units in the center of the map. Not sure what they're doing. Just trying to force some multitasking, and this is some nice positioning. You know, units on the high ground, units on the low ground. The units on the high ground get picked up as the units on the low ground continue to do damage. Nice fungals locking these units down. It's not gonna be enough. Oh, actually, there could be enough fungals. If he does, there's units in these. He's gotta drop the units. This base, the 5th base is getting taken out. This is gonna lower our Zerg to 3 bases. Mining bases, that's pretty much 2. And this does get cleaned up. That was a lot of energy. This base finally can, well, just now getting killed off. And you know, nice economic damage. The worker kills. The 52 v 44. Command center is now being turned into an orbital. He needs that energy. It's a little risky because, of course, it's greedy play. The units in the center of the map, or going towards the natural. Why is he running away? You could take that on. Oh man, some very bad decision making coming out of Cella here. You know, he's waiting for his infestors actually, but now he's turning home, realizing that. Oh wow! Oh, sick! Oh, that was such a close fungal, and one more fungal will lock that down. Here it comes. There's so many infestors. They're going to be able to spew infested Terrans, lock down the unit, stop the microbility of these Terran bio, and I think this is gonna be so close. Like I don't see frozz holding this with like holding it and staying in a spot where he can win the game behind it. Economically speaking, his opponent's not in a good spot either, but supplies are double for Zerg. Nice target fire onto that medevac, getting the kill. Oh, the units, they're too far forward. The medevacs are below them. And he's going to drop onto the high ground and do some more damage. What was that? Did I hear a wooden mine then? No, I didn't. You should pop wooden mines everywhere. The Zerg's doing a very bad job of building. Oh, come on. Don't use... Oh, no. Oh. I was going to say, don't use your investor energy on like a single marauder marine. And then, of course, like the investor gets popped off. 8 more investors in production on top of the 7 we already have. That takes him up to 15. When it gets to a point where, like this, he is max, so it's not the biggest thing. But if you don't have a lot of resources, you know, like you're taking a lot of economic damage, investors are really good. Because, of course, they are pretty super cost efficient. Of course, you know, you can trade units for energy, which last time I checked is always a good trade, so that is a really big deal. Oh, that infest. I love stuff like that. Just little things you could tell, like they're both multitasking like bosses, and the units run forward and just die. Frozz doing his absolute best to try and stay in this. Natural command center moving towards the the watchtower base. This does, of course, get spotted by the Overlord and the watchtower. Frozz knows this is here, but he still doesn't have the unit composition you need. You don't go Hellbat Marine against Infesta Roach Baneland. Like they're, it's just really bad composition. Really bad composition. And this has got to be it. It's gotta be it. And so much damage being dealt. The roaches, of course, staying. They're not hugging the units. There we are, finally moving forward. GG gets called frozz.